Here's more wrestling news for December 9th, 2022. And we're kicking off with William Regal, whose departure from AEW was confirmed on this week's show. Regal is leaving AEW to return to WWE in the hopes of working with his son, Charlie Dempsey, who has been establishing his own name in NXT. Shawn Michaels recently confirmed that he hasn't been told of Regal's return just yet, but that is indeed the plan. Sources who spoke to PW Insider said that the plan is for Regal to be rehired by WWE as soon as humanly possible, which means he will start his new position with the company in the first week of 2023. As for his appearance on Dynamite, that was taped in advance, which explains why it was presented as being taped 2 weeks ago, and while Dynamite was live, Regal was actually in his native Great Britain at the time. Regal's return will also mark the end of his Gentleman Villain podcast, and on this week's episode, his co-host Matt Kuhn said that there will be 2 more episodes, and then a new podcast with a different legend of wrestling. As part of this agreement, Regal will not be allowed to appear on WWE TV for a full year, meaning any plans the promotion has for him to manage Dempsey will have to wait until January 2024 at the earliest. After being released from WWE in January, many fans thought they'd never see Regal in WWE again, and time will tell if his stunning return opens the floodgates for more former superstars now in AEW. Next month, WWE will return to India for a special event in the first WWE show in the subcontinent in close to 6 years. This SmackDown event will feature huge names including Drew McIntyre, The Usos, and Roman Reigns, but even the undisputed WWE Universal Champion won't be the biggest name on the card. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer explained that it will instead be Veer Mahan and Sangha who will be the biggest stars of the event, given that they are heralded from India. Veer hasn't competed in several weeks, and Meltzer explained that while he is injured, it's only a minor injury, and one the WWE would typically clear wrestlers for. In this case, though, WWE is refusing to let Veer, and by default Sangha, wrestle, as they don't want to run the risk of either man being injured before the India show. WWE may have a huge store and show for next month, but those plans hinge on Veer and Sangha being good to go, as the two will be the ones next month's India show is built around. During this week's Raw, Matt Riddle and Elias came up short in their efforts to dethrone the Usos, but that was just the start of a bad night for the original Bro. After the match, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn, delivered a beatdown on Riddle, which resulted in him being stretchered away. Now WWE has gone the extra step to sell the viciousness of these injuries, as PW Insider reports that Riddle has been removed from all of this weekend's live events. It's been said that the WWE has written off Riddle for the time being, but it is not believed that he is genuinely injured. But whatever the case may be, the original Bro won't be appearing on TV. Now, for a year, Sonya Deville served as an on-screen authority figure for WWE, which came after an incredibly difficult moment in her life. After being the subject of an attempted kidnapping, Deville took months out, and it would be a very long time before fans saw her wrestle. It wouldn't be until January of this year, over 15 months after the attempted kidnapping, that Deville would compete, but the former MMA fighter isn't too happy over her current booking. Taking to Twitter, Deville had just 4 words to express her disappointment over her current usage on TV, saying, "I want to wrestle." Deville hasn't competed on WWE TV in close to a month, as fans last saw her in the ring on the November 9th SmackDown, where she was on the losing side of a 6-woman tag. After being buried in her mini-feud with Liv Morgan, Deville is as far away from a title match as one can seemingly be, and it remains to be seen if WWE grants the wish of the former authority figure. Whatever you may think of the person, Ric Flair will always be considered one of the greatest wrestlers to ever step in the ring, but over his 50-year career, not everything has been great for the 16-time world champion. In WCW, Flair was once trapped in an insane asylum and was later buried alive in the desert, only to return without an explanation weeks later. But neither of these compare to one infamous angle. Speaking on his To Be the Man podcast, Flair spoke about playing the Black Scorpion, a masked opponent for Sting, which was introduced because fans had grown tired of the icon feuding with Flair. The original person who was supposed to play the Black Scorpion quit when he realized WCW wasn't going to pay him more, and Flair recalled being asked at the last minute to play the character, ruining the point of the character in the first place. "I took one for the team. You think I like laying underneath that ring in St. Louis, a building that I sold out no less than 30 times as the NWA champion? That was the most humiliating thing I've ever been through in my life, and with how I conducted myself afterwards, but I'm never the Sting and the Scorpions match at Starrcade 1990 ended with Flair being unmasked, a match that Rick said is far from being a show stealer, and for as wild of a life as the Nature Boy, the Black Scorpion was the worst thing he ever did in wrestling. Back to the present, as at Crown Jewel, Logan Paul once again gave an incredible performance during his match with Roman Reigns and has silenced many of his harshest critics. Unfortunately for Paul, the YouTuber suffered an injury during his match, but we may now know when he'll be back in the ring. When boxing and MMA analyst Wade Clemens spoke about a recent injury to Conor McGregor, Paul's torn MCL came up in conversation, and Clemens said that was the only thing he injured. It had been rumored that Paul had also injured his ACL as well, but that isn't the case, and Clemens added that Paul is looking to wrestle within 6 weeks, which would be in time for the men's Royal Rumble match. Clemens added that Paul is undergoing stem cell therapy that should heal him up very quickly, and believes that the Maverick would be good to go in time for the Rumble. Whether it's as a pre-announced entry or a surprise appearance, Logan Paul seems likely to be in the men's Rumble match, as the popular YouTuber turned WWE superstar hopes to get one more shot at the undisputed WWE champion. Logan Paul is expected to be a part of WWE on the road to WrestleMania 39, but he'll likely not be the only big name the company will be bringing in. In recent years, fans have seen Bad Bunny be very impressive in the ring, and he too may soon be wrestling again. On Twitter, Triple H shared a photo with Bunny, saying that the pair recently met in Los Angeles, the home of WrestleMania 39. While the game was coy as to why exactly the meetup took place, fans were quick to speculate that this is setting up a return and likely a match on the Mania card for the Grammy Award-winning artist. Bunny's last match for WWE was as part of this year's Royal Rumble match, but he was eliminated by the eventual winner Brock Lesnar. But expect to see the performer rock up on WWE TV again in the coming months. In 2004, Mike Mizanin would first appear for WWE as part of that year's Tough Enough and would make it to the final 2 before losing out to Daniel Puder. Of course, Mizanin would become The Miz, arguably the most successful name in Tough Enough history as a multi-time WWE Grand Slam champion. Miz may be a multi-time champion and WrestleMania headliner, but that nearly didn't happen according to the A-lister himself. Speaking to Off the Beat, The Miz explained that one of his first meetings in WWE was with Joey Styles, Michael Cole, and Todd Grisham, and they explained that the plan was for him to become a commentator. Miz pleaded his case that he should be a wrestler, but WWE's management said they saw him as a personality, and it was only when he explained his dream to be bigger than The Rock or Hulk Hogan did they agree to let him train. Reporting to Deep South Wrestling in 2005, The Miz would make his in-ring debut on SmackDown the following year, and the first ever DSW heavyweight champion would go on to prove that letting him wrestle was definitely the right call. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.